What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Aries Sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of March 21st and April 19th, then you are an Aries Sun sign, and this reading is for you. Today we're going to be doing a look at the month ahead for the month of July for Aries Sun signs, and this reading is going to take a look at the past, present, and current energies that you're carrying with you, what you can hold on to and let go of for the next month, and what hurdles and obstacles and lessons that you're expected to learn. We're going to be using the Super 8-Bit Tarot today. This is a lovely 8-Bit Tarot deck that I did a review on my channel if you want to go see that. And it's going to bring us back to the days of nostalgia in the 80s when we played video games. And it's just a lighthearted deck. You guys will like it. So if you would, just please give me a moment to shuffle the deck, ask the tarot cards a question. What can my Aries Sun sign friends expect for the month of July? Alright, let's cut the deck and deal them out. Alright, while we're at it, we'll also ask the Nature's Whispers Oracle for a message that Aries Sun signs can keep in mind for the month of July. And we will ask the tarot cards, or the Oracle cards, the question, what can Aries Sun signs, what do they need to know for the month of July? And we'll save that till the end. If I can pull the top one off the deck. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's take a look at this. I'm already seeing a couple of major arcana, a few things going on here. A good mixture of wands, coins, and swords. Although I'm not seeing very many cups, and we'll see what that's talking about in a moment. So the first card we're going to look at is the Page of Swords here. And this card represents last month's energies. I'm getting the feeling that the month of June was kind of a time for, I don't know, I get the overall impression that the overall energies for June it was one of communication that kind of went astray. Not like maybe a miscommunication would be a better way to say it. I get the feeling that the month of June carried a lot of miscommunications for you guys, and maybe people weren't understanding you, or you weren't conveying yourself in the most clear way, so people kind of took you the wrong way in the month of June, is the sense I'm getting from this. And I think this points to just a I don't know, it could be an astrologically linked, but I get the feeling that June was a hard time for communication for a lot of you guys. And maybe this could mean communication with others as far as, you know, explaining your thoughts and ideas in an understandable way. But this could also mean communication with yourself. And you guys were kind of maybe perhaps deceiving yourself through your ego mind. And your ego mind was kind of getting in your way a little bit as far as progression on this earthly plane. So, yeah, I'm getting the sense that June was kind of just a month where thoughts were kind of a little bit errant, or communications were a little bit off, is basically the gist I'm getting from this. The overall energy. Of course, remember, this is a general reading. It's not going to apply to everybody, so take what you will and leave the rest. The present energies here is represented by the Queen of Coins. I'm getting the feeling that right now, Aries Sun signs, you guys are feeling pretty well grounded. You're doing what you want to be doing right now, is the sense I'm getting. Not necessarily what you love to be doing, but what you need to be doing. You guys are getting things done as far as work goes. I feel that a lot of you are making progress towards working on something that you're actually passionate about, something that you really like to do. So yeah, I'm getting the sense that things are okay now. For some of you, I get the sense that you're spending a lot of time in nature these days, and that's a great way to recharge and rejuvenate yourself coming off of the last month in June. And So nature seems to be a theme for a lot of you, but not all of you. Again, in the sense that work is for the rest of you, or maybe some of you are spending time in nature and a lot of time in work. And for those of you, you're doing a great job. You're keeping things well balanced. But I'm getting the sense of maybe a little bit not as balanced as things could be right now, but definitely doing something that you love to do is the gist I'm getting from this. And what I mean by that is like financially speaking. A lot of you are doing things that you want to be doing financially, merging the world of money with the world of your passions. And so I get a good sense from the card right now. This third card here, the Hierophant, represents the energies of July, the predominant energies of the month that we're moving into now. And I'm getting two things from this card. For those of you who are spiritual, which is most of you, if you're watching this, you're probably a very spiritual person. I'm getting the feeling that the month of July is going to be time to really focus on spirituality and maybe put down the job or the earthly pressures that you have right now and put those aside for a little bit and start focusing more on the spiritual aspect of things. And I'm getting the feeling that this is going to be a great time to meditate. It's going to be a great time to manifest in the month of July. You're going to have an opportunity to go inward a little bit perhaps and really see what your true motivations are from a more unique perspective, one that's not clouded by the ego, not clouded by society. So only going inward can you really see who you truly are. And I think that's going to be a theme in July. Yes, a theme for you guys in July is going inward and really experiencing what your true self is wanting. For those of you who aren't very spiritual, which is probably not very many of you if you're watching this, but I'm getting the feeling that July is going to be a time for, how can I word this without misunderstanding? Following rules. I get the sense of maybe whether it's employers or the rules of society or rules of your religion, I don't know, but following rules is kind of the sense I'm getting from this card in the month of July. You're gonna have to walk the straight and narrow. So I'm getting two different meanings from this card. I don't know which one is going to apply to you, only you know that, of course, but that's the sense I'm getting from this card, is one is spirituality for the most part. Okay, so now we're going to turn over to this card here, and this card, the Five of Pentacles, represents what you should hold on to in the month of July. Give me a second here. Okay, this card is telling me that you should hold on to your hardships. Embrace your hardships. So many of us look at hardships as such a negative thing. Of course, they're a negative thing if you want them to be. But for some other people, hardships are an opportunity to shine, an opportunity to learn and grow and experience new things and become a better person because of it. So this card is asking you not to shy away from hardships this month, Aries Sun signs. If you feel like something is too difficult, or if you feel like you're set up to fail, or if you feel like something is standing in your way and you want to go around it, this card is suggesting that you should go through it. You should willingly jump off the deep end and change your perspective about it. And whatever perspective you have on an issue is what the reality of the issue will be. So if you look at these challenges and obstacles and situations as something that's going to deter you, then yes, it will deter you. But if you look at them as something that will allow you to grow and learn and experience a new aspect of life, then that is what it will be. So this card is asking you to hold on to those hardships and really embrace them and really see them for what they are. If you're not feeling great right now, if you're in a low place, this card is asking you to really look at your situation now in a different light. And in 10 years you're going to look back on the situation, you're going to say, wow, I really grew at that time, I really learned a lot at that time, and you learn far more from your failures than you do from your successes. So that's what this card is saying, is don't be afraid to fail, embrace failure, learn from failure, and become a better person because of it. Okay, this card here represents your biggest hurdles in the month of July. We've got the Knight of Wands. I'm getting the sense of a challenging person. For some of you, might represent a challenging person, a person who just goes after and gets it, doesn't really think about the consequences, just does what they do, and is kind of impulsive and just is not going to really ask you your opinion before doing things. So I'm getting the sense that that kind of person might find their way into your life in the month of July, or their energy is going to be the predominant energy in your life in the month of July. And so that's going to be a challenge for you, is dealing with this person and kind of expressing yourself to this person and having them listen to you in a way that's going to benefit both parties. I get the sense that this person not really the type to listen. For others of you, this could represent you. Maybe your biggest challenge in life for the month of July might be that you are this person and you are the type to just do things and just jump into things without thinking, without looking at all the angles, without studying the situation, without listening to other people, and just doing what you want to do because it's what you want to do. Does that sound like you? If that sounds like you, then that might be your biggest challenge, your biggest hurdle for the month of July is getting over that energy and kind of doing things more from a not only an intelligent perspective, like an intelligent, logical perspective, weighing all the answers or all the questions, but also from an emotional perspective, doing things based on emotions and really consulting your emotions before you dive into any action. Also, your intuition and your psychic side, your spiritual side, and really consulting with that. Only then, after consulting with all the four of these sides, including your action side, then you can make a balanced decision. But yeah, if you're making decisions just on impulse, that might be an obstacle that you need to get over this month. This card here represents what you need to let go of, and we've got the Queen of Wands. So the month of July is saying that maybe July is not the month to take action. From the gist I'm getting from these cards is that maybe July might be a time for contemplation, Aries. This is not the month to just go crazy and put forth a lot of energy into what you want. I get the feeling that July might be more of a rest time for you guys, and not rest in the sense that you don't do anything, but more of a rest where you go inside, get a little bit more introspective, and you kind of consult yourself, and you allow failures to happen. And so you're not gonna, I don't see like huge progress coming from you guys in the month of July. And this is not bad news at all. This is great news if you ask me, because this is the time to kind of reflect and formulate a game plan. First learn your lessons, right? Then reflect, then formulate a game plan that's going to get you going into the month of August. But I'm getting the feeling that July is kind of a slower month where you don't want to be exerting yourself too much. You don't want to be putting too much action into it, especially if you're creating action based on impulse. That might be a bad thing for you guys this month. And so don't be too impulsive this month is the gist I'm getting. And don't worry about having to really make great change in your life and put in action into your life this month, because I get the feeling that this month is a time for you to learn some new things. Okay, this card here, the Sun, represents the energy of the people around you, and I'm getting the feeling here, of course, you see the Sun in this position, you immediately think that people around you are optimistic. They're brimming with sunshine and happiness and vigor, and they're going to be a support for you definitely this month. I get this card represents the overall energies of everyone around you. So overall, I'm getting the feeling that people are going to be very positive with you in your life in the month of July, and people are going to be looking to help and illuminate the situation for you. So if you ever feel lost or confused, search out your support group. They're going to be great for you this month. I'm getting the feeling that they're going to be there for you, and they're going to be there to uplift you and raise you up and raise your vibration, so that if you ever feel down or low, then they're going to be there to support you in that way. And yeah, so seek the people out in your life who you're close to if you're ever feeling like you need help, because they're going to be there for you this month. All right, this last card that is turned over represents the biggest lesson that you are going to learn in the month of July, and we have, drum roll, boom, the Six of Cups. Okay, so the impression I'm getting from this card is the overall lesson is an emotional lesson. This is the only cups that we have in this reading, so I'm getting the feeling that there's not a whole lot of emotion coming from you guys this month. A lot of action, a lot of duty, as far as duty to your job or to your society or to your family. And I'm getting the sense a lot of action and duty that's coming from you guys. So this card, I think, is telling you that the biggest lesson you have to learn is to allow more emotion into your lives this month, in the month of July. And as far as emotions, specifically, I think this card is saying those kinder emotions that make you think of being a kid. not, jealousy or anger, but these are the happier emotions. Allow those happy emotions to filter into your life this month. If you have to get nostalgic in order to feel those, if you have to remember what it was like to be a kid or younger, then allow that to happen. But really bring back those energies of your youth that where you weren't so worried about what society wanted you to do, or your boss or your parents or your family or whoever is exerting pressure on you and making you become an adult. This is the month to kind of let all that go a little bit and kind of embrace more emotional, more youthful, more innocence into your life, and remember what it was like to be a kid and really soak that in. Okay, so let's just go over these quickly in review. Like I said, the overall impression I'm getting is that July is going to be a month for rest. I was trying to think of a different word for it. Decompressing. That's what I was trying to think of. Yes, my words are coming to me now. Decompressing is the name of the game here. I'm seeing that you're coming off a month of kind of a little bit of setbacks. Not setbacks, but June seemed like a month that wasn't all roses. It wasn't all peaches and cream. There was some strife there a little bit as far as communication goes, and right now you're focusing on work a little bit, and I think in the month of July, I think we're going to see a shift towards more of a spiritual outlook and just a little more energy put into your spiritual side of things, which is a good thing. But remember, in the month of July, that you shouldn't shy away from failure. If you see something that likely might be a failure, don't be so timid towards it. See it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and expand. You think of the most successful people in this world, and they are the ones who have failed the most because they've learned the most lessons, and now they're approaching life from a new perspective, using all those lessons to get them where they want to go. So treat failures as an opportunity this month, and if you're dealing with someone who is just impulsive and just really grating on you because they're always, just doing things at spur of the moment, then, kind of take yourself out of that situation. You don't need to allow that energy to affect you. But if that is you, then you need to consider making decisions based on a more balanced system, right? Use all your faculties to make decisions rather than just your impulse, because that could prove to be problematic for you in the month of July. What you should avoid is, putting in too much work, putting in too much effort, going too hard into the paint, so to speak. It's a basketball reference. And so, like I said, this is a month more of reflection and learning rather than progressing forward and moving forward in that way as far as action goes. So, just take it easy a little bit in the month of July, and it doesn't have to be all stressful. The biggest people around you are going to be very happy and optimistic, so allow them to influence you. And remember that your biggest lesson is to allow more emotion into your life, allow more childlike innocence into your life, and so you don't have so much pressure on you, because the pressures of being adults, and adults are not fun. So remember what it was like to be a kid, and really hold on to that, latch on to that, and bring that energy in. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at is the Nature's Whispers Oracle. This is the message that it had for us for the month of July. And we have acceptance of love. This goes kind of hand in hand with what I was saying. There's not too emotion. I'm not getting too much emotion coming from you guys this month so far. So I think the message that this card is giving us is that let's embrace love. Let's allow love to enter into your life. Accept love when it's given. It seems like the people around you here are going to be giving love. They're going to be very happy and optimistic and just full of love. So accept the love from other people. Accept the love of yourself. Allow love to come into your life, because it's so important to everything. I mean, that's the lifeblood of being a human, is love, giving and receiving love. So that's definitely something that you can let into your life this month, Aries, and allow more emotion to come in, and don't get swept up, don't get caught up in the rat race so much, and focus more on yourself, your internal, your heart space, your green heart chakra, and really open that up to accepting love and to giving love and to doing things and interacting with people based more on emotions, based more on love rather than on practicality, right? Okay, so that is going to be my reading for today. I hope you got something out of that. I had fun with this reading. Remember, if you guys want a reading that is tailored specifically to you, then you can head on over to my Etsy shop. I got a bunch of readings over there, including this one, if you want to get the month ahead look for your specific energy. So I appreciate it if you go check that out. Please leave a like if you did enjoy this video. It lets me know that I'm doing something right. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already to catch up to date on all the videos. And leave a comment in the comment section if you have any questions or anything to say about this reading, guys. I really appreciate you coming through here and tuning in for these readings. It means a lot to me. So I want to say leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.